So let's do that. I'm going to delete this task, okay? And I'm going to show you how to create a task template, right? So on the upper right-hand side, when you have an admin account or a fully paid version of Amazon, you can customize your projects and customize your templates. So just like we added fields, down at the bottom, you can see there's task templates here, right? So we have the flat tire checklist. We have a 5,000 mile oil change tire rotation. And we have, several different problems that we have, like a vehicle grounded checklist. This happens all the time, so I usually put it right up here at the top, okay? And we also have, upfitter warranty repair checklist, vehicle damage collision checklist, right? When it has damage, such a common thing, it should be up at the top. How about windshield replacement? Happens so often, it's ridiculous. How about the geotab device stops reporting, right? So what you do from this section is, let me move that up. Get up there. There we go. One more. We don't really use this one too much anymore because we have it done at night. Okay. So we have all of these unique items that are relevant to our organization, and we have specific ways that we'd like them done. So while you could show them how to do it once, oftentimes people need to be shown how to do things several times. But to save labor, you can have one person do it and create task templates and checklists for them to follow so that they never forget a step. They can look up how to do it, or, the best way to keep track of it. And then their confidence goes up because they know that if they forget how to do something and it's already after hours and their manager is gone for the day and they don't want to bother them, well, there's a task template for how to do it so they can just look it right up. And then you can embed the training for how to accomplish each of those tasks inside of the task itself. Could be a link to a video, could be, more detailed explanation, subtasks, etc. So let's look at add a task template. So what's a common problem that DSPs face? So we got a RX pound. Your naming convention may be different. We're going to call this tail light replacement checklist. I like to put the little check symbol in there. There we go. All right. I like to put the check symbol in there because it sticks out as a checklist. I know there's multiple items, right? So in this, we can add subtasks. So I like to add the subtask first. What are the checklist items, right? Park vehicle near the maintenance shed and put on e-brake. All right, next one. Okay. Remove the panel on the inside of the cargo compartment by removing the seven screws. Actually, I happen to know those are T25s. The 7 T25 screws. Okay. And then you can add the next one. I'm kind of a stickler for grammar. I'm always correcting myself. You can add the next step, which is remove the 2 hand screws, hand tightened screws that fasten the tail light to the rear corner of the vehicle. Okay, next one. Disconnect all light bulbs. This is if they damaged it. Disconnect all light bulbs and remove wires, light bulbs from their individual sockets, and remove the wires. Okay. Pop the tail light out of the two pop in tabs that connect the tail light fixture to the vehicle. Okay. Then you can replace with the new tail light fixture. Put light bulbs back into position. Okay. And let's add another subtask. Replace two hand tightened screws. Replace panel with screws. Okay. Test brake lights by turning on vehicle and having another person verify the tail lights and running lights are fully operational. So this is just an example task template that I'm creating right here on the fly because we experienced a tail light problem. It's not that my guys don't know how to fix a tail light. You know, they've done it probably 50 times. But what if I have a new person and on their training day, which is jam-packed, they didn't get shown how to do that? Well, they have to go out there and fiddle around, and there's all this discovery, and they may not know how to do it or be unfamiliar with it. And it's not their fault. They're just unfamiliar with it. But if they know that they can go right to, their Asana dashboard and to-do and hit the plus icon and click on a tail light replacement, and it creates that task checklist for them, and then they can simply just change it to RX99 tail light replacement checklist, and they can click on each one of those as they do them, and they can stay on task. They can even say, hey, you know, the vehicle's going to be out off the road for the day, or the vehicle is off the road, or, you know, they could say the repair type is a tail light. So let's see if I've got one of those there. Tail. Oh, we don't have it. So we can actually edit those options. We're going to add tail light fixture replacement. There you go. Let's save that. And then now we can add the repair type as the tail. Oop. If you save it twice, it actually catches the second time. Repair type tail. It is not wanting to do that. Let's go down there. Where is it at? Oh, put it in the wrong spot. There we go. Add an option. Paste it in there. Tail light fixture replacement. Save. Now go to repair type and tail light replacement, right? Right there. Boom. It even shows up on the task. What's going on with it? Okay. Did the DA ground it? Yeah, the DA grounded the vehicle in Cortex. If you see that on the task when you start your vehicle inspections in the morning before the drivers get there, shoot, you know that also has to be ungrounded in Cortex, because when the driver scans into the VIN, it's going to be grounded, okay? And you have to prove that you repaired it. So you might need to take a picture of the replacement and say mark as repaired, upload the picture. Or if you have a statement or a draft template document that you use, I used a post DVIC supplementary of a report. I created one myself If we go to my finder here and we go to DVIC, you can see that over here, I've got DVICs, right? That we've had in the past. Like this is a starter replacement for RX21, right? And if I open that up, um, I made this DVIC form fillable. So, and this is even in Asana for my fleet personnel to use if they need to ground a van. Each one of these items, if you click on form filling on a Mac or on a PC, you can actually go in here and you can check things, right? You can mark things, or you can create this DVIC supplemental information form, which is form fillable, and you could add extra information there, like replace the light fixture, and all the tail light is now operational and free of cracks. So then you would, export that one page, and then if you needed to, fix it, let's go with RX18. There you go. And let's say that this here, where it says damage, was actually the tail light was the damage. Well, you'd click on this and say mark as repaired, okay? And then, upload the file. Could be your DVIC supplemental information, which is sort of like a statement. Or it could be a picture of the repair showing that it's completed. Pictures have a date and time stamp on them, so it's verifiable that it was done, recently. And then you put service completion date. So now that vehicle would then become from grounded, which let's check one of mine that's grounded. This one is grounded for physical damage. So side panels damage, you can see it's out of service body shop, but it's also grounded. If you see that up there, right? So when they put DA DVIC grounded in Cortex, you can see that either a VSA where the station inspects or the driver when they inspect can, ground the van. So it'll show grounded immediately when there's an unsafe issue with the van and you got to repair it and you got to get it done. You got 2 weeks to do it. So you have to be on top of it.